A very good afternoon to, well, good morning to you, Manqoba. What has changed since the last time we spoke? Do you have anything that you can confirm for us at this stage?
Yes, indeed, Alicia. We have received confirmation from the mine. Just a few minutes after 10 o'clock, they issued another statement to confirm the second death, saying that indeed they can now officially confirm that there has been a second death and that one of the miners' body was retrieved last night after midnight. And of course, they did explain to us that there is protocols in place which they put in place in an event of a death. They cannot just announce immediately that there has been a death, but they have to follow certain procedures of alerting the family, as well as having a doctor confirming once the body has reached the surface, in order to sort of confirm really whether there is a fatality in that circumstance. So they're saying that that's the reason why they could not confirm to us earlier, but certainly they're saying that now this has been confirmed. But just to get a bit more on this now, I'm joined by the mine's spokesperson, Marianne van der Walt. Marianne, thank you very much for joining me this morning. Marianne, just first of all, the confirmation, when was that body retrieved and when was it certified dead? And have families also been informed?
Sure, thank you. Just before I respond to your question, allow me an opportunity to just express our sincere condolences to the family. When a tragic incident like this happens, the mine literally comes to a stop, and it really touches everyone at the mine. So it's an extremely difficult time for everyone at the mine, and our hearts go out to the families of the deceased. The second person was found just after midnight, and as I explained to you, and as you've shared with the listeners now and the viewers, is that there is a process involved. We have to wait for, once we found the body, we still have to retrieve that person from underground. There's very heavy rocks that these people are trapped under, or the two bodies that we've found so far. And it takes a while to bring them to surface, and then we get our medical doctors involved just to confirm that the person has indeed not survived the incident.
In terms of families, Marianne, I mean, you did say that you were going to be bringing families to the mine. Have the families been informed, and what sort of support are you providing to them at this stage?
Yeah, the standard process is also that as soon as people or employees have not been accounted for, we advise the families almost immediately. So when this incident occurred on Friday, we were in contact with each of the families. We've brought most of the families to the operation now, so they are at the operation. Our HR leader has consulted with them, and something that I personally felt was really heartwarming is that the CEO, the COO, and the general manager of the shaft met with the families last night, and we will provide full support to these families. So that will involve counselling, also everything relating to the funeral, and then also a couple of years ago, Harmony put in place education policy to specifically look after the children of the deceased.
With regards to the search and rescue, you know that there's still 3 miners that are unaccounted for. What's happening with that now?
I've just come back from the control room. They're certainly working around the clock to find these 3 miners. The progress is unfortunately slow. They have, however, during the night after they removed the second person, they've managed to clear some of the transport area, and believe that the progress will be slightly improved today in comparison to yesterday. But unfortunately, the ground conditions are very difficult. Very important to us to ensure the safety of the mine rescue teams as well. But again, we will keep you informed as and when we find the people.
Just to check, Marianne, have the mine rescue officials been able this time around to make any sort of contact with those 3 miners that remain trapped in the mine?
So in the control room, we are in continuous communication with the mine rescue services teams, but unfortunately we have no longer reached any of the miners in terms of communication.
It's been over now. I mean, we can say it's close to, in fact, over 48 hours since they were last, seen, and since that incident happened. Are you still at all hopeful that, they could still be found alive?
I certainly believe in miracles. We all remain very hopeful. We certainly will continue aiming to bring them back to surface alive.
Yesterday, AMCU made allegations against the mine to say that the issue of safety has been a problem that they've long been raising, saying that it's very unsafe underground, and they spoke to a certain elements to that particular issue, saying that ground there was bad, and also that some of your material and some of your machinery that you used to get miners down, they were not working properly. What is your response to that?
That will be subject to a full investigation. So it's too early to speculate on exactly what the circumstances are. What I can share with you is that safety is a top priority at Harmony. Every person in this company has the right to withdraw from an unsafe area. And also, I have to share with you what I shared with you yesterday. It's safer underground than driving to work in the mornings. So that it continues to be a priority. That's where our focus is. If we do find that the circumstances were unsafe, those people will be, or the individuals responsible for ensuring safety underground will be held responsible. We take it very seriously.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Marianne van der Walt, who speaks on behalf of Harmony Gold, and of course confirming to us those two deaths, and they're saying as well that these rescue operations are still continuing at this stage. But we do understand that the families have also been receiving some counselling this morning as they face the prospects of having to deal with this particular situation. So for now, it's back to you in studio, Alicia.
Thank you so much for that sound update all the way from the Kusasalethu mine there. That is our reporter Manqoba Mchuni was joined by the mine spokesperson Marianne van der Walt to try and clarify some of the issues. But we have now confirmation that the two bodies have now been retrieved, and a rescue mission for the rest of the three continues. And as we heard from Marianne there, the progress is rather slow, and of course that the families have the full support of the mine.